Hello, Olsen you. Hello, everybody. This is a special episode of the Mr. Sam's Cooking Show because normally we only put one episode out a week on Fridays, but I've gotten so much fan mail and questions about my Mama Joe's au gratin potato recipe that I just thought it'd be worth it to have this other quick bonus video. And this is a lot of questions we got was, do we need to slice the potatoes? Well, it just so happens that in my family recipe cookbook, I have another recipe that from a person named Mary Carn. Now I've never met Mary Carn, but I think that she lived in Madison, Wisconsin. This recipe is from 1957, so if there's any fans of the show that hail from Wisconsin or that area, particularly Madison, if you happen to know of this recipe or have seen it before, let me know. I'd really be interested to learn more about this au gratin potato offshoot recipe. The main difference here is that we're going to be dicing and pre-cooking our potatoes, and also we'll be adding pimentos. Pimentos are a very sweet pepper that's you'll normally find them. Probably the most common way to find them is stuffed in a green olive to kind of offset the bitterness of that olive. But it's a very sweet pepper. It's the least spiciest pepper on the Scoville scale. And also we'll be making this a true au gratin with adding breadcrumbs in there. So stick around, and I look forward to making au gratin potatoes a second time, but in a different way. So thank you. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna peel these potatoes. Okay, and now they're peeled, now I'm gonna slice and dice them. Okay, and now that everything's been peeled and diced, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook them. I'm gonna like par cook them in some water, and while that's happening, I'm probably gonna start making my roux. Now, we made a roux in our last episode, and what we'll do is we'll actually link. We'll probably put a link to the other episode up, just so in case you haven't seen my grandmother Mama Joe's au gratin potatoes recipe episode. That's available. But so I won't go through the making of a roux. The next thing we'll do is I'll just show you the assembly process and how we do our breadcrumb topping. So stick with us. Thank you very much. Hey there, I just wanted everyone to kind of see how I go about cooking my diced potatoes. I often do this. This is a great tool, by the way. I'm not sure what you call this, some kind of strainer. But you can do. I can do like a little small potato and some water. It takes a couple minutes. For breakfast sometimes if you're making hash browns, it's a great way to get potatoes cooked quickly. I'm just about done. I have another batch of potatoes to put in there, but after that, I'll show you how to do the assembly process once I get the roux made, and then we'll throw it in the oven and see what happens here. Stick with us. All right, hey, so I'm just finishing up my cheese sauce, my Mornay here. This really turned out really well. Keep that moving. I'm going to take it off the heat. What I've got over here is I've got my diced potatoes here that have been diced, peeled, sliced, and diced, and then pre-cooked in water. I've got my 5 tablespoons of pimentos that I'm going to kind of spread over here. Just kind of give this an initial mix. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the cheese part of this. In there. And then after I get this taken care of, mixed up, I'm going to put it in my casserole dish, and then when we come back, I'll have this in the casserole dish, and I'll start talking to you about my breadcrumb topping. You can see here I've got my potatoes mixed in with the pimentos, and the cheese is all in there. So now what we're going to start talking about here is our breadcrumb topping. And so I've got some panko breadcrumbs here. I'm going to put some butter into a frying pan. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of try to do my best to coat all the breadcrumbs in butter. And I'm going to do that just through a kind of a tossing process. And then I'm going to put them on, I'm going to lay them out over our potatoes, pop it in the oven. Now the instructions did not give us any kind of heating instructions, but so often in cooking we have to go on previous experience, and I know that from a few days ago when we did Mama Jo's au gratin recipe, she had hers at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to start there. These have already been cooked. So really what I'm just kind of trying to do is just kind of bring everything together, kind of like if you're making a lasagna or something like that. So we're going to start there. I might actually I might do an hour bake, covered for a half an hour, and then uncovered for a half an hour, just so the breadcrumbs don't get like completely burnt. So what's going on here now is I've got my my butter's almost taken care of. No, almost there. I'm gonna start to add my breadcrumbs. Just want them to kind of soak up that butter if they can. Just get a little toasted up a little bit as well. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I find that maybe I didn't add enough oil. That's fine. Add some more, or fat rather. I use 1 tablespoon of butter approximately. You can do whatever you want. Maybe add a little salt there, pepper. So we'll come back in just a few minutes and I'll show you what this looks like. Thanks. So what we're going to do here, just going to try to very carefully, it's still very hot, is let's get this, and then I'm just going to try my best to kind of cover the entire thing here. And like I said, I've got my oven preheated at 350 once again. What we're going to do, I have a casserole lid for this. I'm going to place this in here. We're going to pop it in for about 30 minutes and just see what it looks like at that time. We'll probably take it off and just really crisp up the top there. But thank you very much, and I can't wait to try these au gratin potatoes again. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes here. Let's just see what we got here. We're doing pretty good here. My dogs are very excited. Hey, honey, Watson? It's not right now. We got some bubblage here going on, which is always a good thing. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pop this back in uncovered, and I'm gonna check back in about 15 minutes and see where things are at. But I'll see you in 15 minutes. Hey there. So it's been about, I actually put in for 5 more minutes on top of the 15, so it's been almost 50 minutes in here. 30 covered, 20 on. We're just doing so good here. So we're gonna call this good. I mean, everything's cooked through, we know that. And so we're just gonna wait for this to cool down a little bit and then try to enjoy some of these, the Madison, Wisconsin au gratin potato variant. All right, so I just pulled it out of the oven here. We're gonna do a little taste here. It's really struck me how similar this dish is to macaroni and cheese. It's really very similar. Wow. And let's just take a look here. Here we go. Put some pimento in there. Well, it's just drastically different than my Mama Jo's recipe. but it's very good. And I'm just thinking about the pimento. You know, you could really add anything here. You could put bacon would be really good. I think any kind of any other type of pepper, onions would be awesome. Really good. I hope everyone can give it a shot. And I thank so much for everyone's feedback from the previous au gratin potato recipe. It's really kind of fun helping everyone out with some of these recipes, and I appreciate y'all. And we'll see you soon. Peace.